Sorry. Malthe Jakobsen.
Hello. Yes.
The Le-Mans driver. Hi, I'm Franz.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I'm motoring enthusiast, and how comes I meet you here? I mean, does this come from Denmark to here, and you have to load up, or what?
Well, I live here in Austria now. I live in
Since
Luckau,
when?
just 15 minutes down the road.
How comes?
Well, right now I'm more central in Europe, closer to the bigger airports, and yeah, I really like this area.
You're from Sennels, which is in Denmark, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
It's
in the
quite
very
up in the north.
part.
Yeah. So, is there some similarities between Sennels and Bregenz?
I would say the weather on the pretty days in Denmark. Here it's even more sunny, so that's definitely a bonus. But otherwise, I would say the water. I live close to the fjord. It's salt water. Here it's fresh water with the lake. But yeah, a few similarities.
So what I was interested in, growing up in Sennels, I mean, where's the next racetrack from there?
Very far away. I mean, for car racing, it's more than 2 hours. But for karting, which is what I took advantage of, we have a very big one, only 10 minutes away.
And so what did your parents say when you started up?
Well, my dad used to be involved in motorsport himself. He used to drive quite a lot in Formula 4s and Formula 3 back in the 90s.
Really?
So I would say I'm kind of fed up with petrol in the blood.
So I see. So, I mean, it was clear that you're going to the racing.
Exactly, yeah. It came from the family.
Well, good to see you.
You too?
I have a few more questions.
Well, I'm quite busy at the moment. Would you mind if we jump in the car and you can come for a ride?
No problem for me.
Okay, let's
Great,
do that.
let's do that. I'm like a co-driver of a Le Mans star, huh? Isn't it?
Well, Le Mans star, I'm not so sure. I'm still young, but hopefully one day
so
I will be able to
what
win
would
the
you
race.
say? What is your role in the team Peugeot TotalEnergies? What is your particular part in the team as one of those 6 guys racing there?
Well, I've been a part of the team now for a bit more than 2 years, starting as a junior driver back in 2023, and then being a reserve driver for all of the WEC last year.
Let's get back a little bit. You've been quite like successful in Formula 4. You've been, I think you've been the master in the season 2019. Why didn't you stick on to monoposto? Why did you change to endurance and to sports cars?
I always had a very specific goal that I wanted to become a professional racing driver, and not necessarily in Formula 1 or any specific category, and therefore let's say the main path for me and the possibilities that I had with the economy and the sponsorships that I was able to find was to move into LMP3, so the lower category in Le Mans prototypes, and then progress from there. And this seemed like the shortest path to be able to make it from Formula 4 driver.
And is there some like idols you have, like coming from Denmark? I have a special name in mind.
Exactly, and I mean this was a part of the answer as well, that in Denmark, for us, especially my generation before Kevin Magnussen in F1, the by far biggest racing hero for us as a Danish is Tom Kristensen.
So he's really famous in your country.
He's very famous, and it's a guy that I've always been looking up to and been watching on TV racing every summer at the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Le Mans, I mean, this is the cult thing, you know, there's the movies and there's everything, and it's one of the biggest events in motorsport in history. As a young driver like you've been then and you still are, what is Le Mans especially for you? What gets it up in you?
Like you said, it's the biggest race of the year, not just in endurance racing, but in motorsport in general.
So what is the toughest challenge at a race like Le Mans?
In my opinion, now I did the race 2 times in LMP2, and every single year the weather has been the worst nightmare that you could ever imagine. At night, having rain coming, stopping again, like taking the decision if you should continue running on slicks tires or you should put rain tires or whatever should happen. That's been by far the most complicated and difficult thing in my opinion. And then obviously the length of the week leading up to the race, it's very important to get as much rest as possible to make sure you're ready on Saturday afternoon when the 24 hours are starting. And already then you've been training, practicing, been doing the driver's parade and many different things for a very long time, at least 10 days leading up to the race.
How can we imagine, how does the preparation look like?
It's important to make sure you look after yourself, you know, do the things that you like to do to make sure you don't waste any unnecessary energy, and then obviously enjoy. I mean, that's for me the most important thing, that even though now it's a big scene, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of people around and money involved, and the most important thing for me is to make sure that you keep enjoying it. And there's a reason why you always dreamed about having this job one day, and that's because as a childhood, you loved the sport and it was just a hobby. And it's very important to keep that mentality, I think.
Is it in Le Mans the same with the steering wheel in Formula One? You see when they like filming it, they have thousands of knobs and stuff and things. Is it the same in a Le Mans car?
Yes, I mean, we have as many systems and as many options, arguably at certain points even more availabilities of adjusting the car, because the regulations are even further opened up. And as you said, it's an endurance race, so you have a lot of strategy playing into consideration for getting the best possible result.
I mean, how is it possible to find the right knob while going 350 on the air?
In normal conditions, when it's dry and you know exactly where the brake points and everything is, that's the easy part of the job, to do it all in a straight line. But when it gets difficult, it's from the entry of the Porsche corners until the exit of Tête Rouge, because basically at that point you don't have much rest or breaks, whatever you want to call it. There's always one corner after the other.
You're quite a great expert in hybrid cars.
I'm not sure I would say I'm an expert in the technology behind it all and like how it all works, but at least I know how to handle it and I know how to be a driver.
So you have in these lots of menus, and you have to like you said before, you have to handle this on 350 on a racetrack. Can you show us, and I will stop it with my watch, how long it takes you to disengage the speed limit warning in this car from now?
I think I remember it's something in the car. It's good. Now all the settings are in Danish, so I will only be able to read it, but here it is.
9 seconds, that's fine. I think you're gonna win the race.
I hope so.